Welcome back, citizens of the internet. This is Ben the Hacker speaking, and it's time for another crapsack hack review. Yes, I'm aware this is the first time you people are seeing my face. Hopefully most of you aren't too freaked out. But anyway, enough of that bullshit. Today's review is going to be Bowser's Plan Part 1 Alternate Universe. Or is it Bowser's Plan Part 1 Alternate World? Honestly, I don't know what to call this. This hack doesn't even know what to call itself. Let me explain. When I downloaded this hack from the Central, it said Alternate Universe. It also says it's an alternate universe in the intro message. But on the title screen, it's Alternate World. That just leaves me confused. Which one is it? It's like this hack has fucking multiple personality disorder. Pick one! Alright, that's enough ranting about the title. So anyway, the story's pretty much that there's a war, so Bowser trapped Mario's ass in some alternate world or universe or whatever the hell this really is. Essentially, it's just one of those escape a strange world hacks that come a dime a dozen on the Central. If rescuing the princess is the most overused plot, this comes up pretty close second. For what it's worth, they put a little more thought into the storyline, but it's not like that does much to save this hack. Once you start playing it, any good impressions you might have had of it are gone. First off, the graphics are appalling. Nothing has black borders, so it comes across looking like some kindergartner's paper collage. And everything seems to have this weird rough speckled texture, like it's all made out of moon sand. Looks like they were trying to go for some sort of a 3D effect with the ground, but it really didn't come out looking too good. All it does is screw with my mind. From years of playing hacks without anything like this, I've come to have an instinct of thinking the top of a platform is where you collide with it. But not these. It's the middle. If you're jumping onto small platforms with these graphics, it's just kind of disorienting. Pretty much everything's been redrawn in this hideous style. Every sprite, every enemy, every block, everything. The message blocks have an H on them now. What the hell does H stand for? Oh yeah, exactly. Hell. Playing this hack is hell. The used blocks now just look like yellow question mark blocks without the question mark. They aren't brown anymore. From a glance, it's hard to tell the difference. In one of the messages, it refers to brown blocks being nearby, but there are no brown blocks. The used blocks are fucking yellow! Anyway, there's some gimmick with you being able to get a star from a block that's disguised as a used block, but if you didn't know by brown blocks you meant used blocks, you'd never find that out. You'd be looking for brown blocks that aren't there. You can also get a fire flower later on in the level, but Fire Mario doesn't look the way he usually does, to say the least. Now he's this weird orange color. The fireballs look odd too. They're brown. Looks more like he's shooting out turds than fireballs. I wish I was joking about that, but it's true. Mario's throwing fucking pieces of shit like a goddamn ape. Alright, let's kick some Koopa ass. Haha, death by turds. What's this world come to? You could waste your time getting all the coins in these coin blocks. If you've got that much time to waste, that is. They're fucking everywhere. Could this guy have been any more generous with coins? Fire flowers are just the same way. If you're looking in blocks, there's one in about every third one. I guess this guy just thought all of us gamers were just wimpy asses that were gonna be dying every 5 seconds. Kinda like Nintendo did when they put that stupid overpowered as shit white Tanuki suit in Super Mario 3D Land. This first level just has to be one of the worst levels I've ever played in any Super Mario World hack. There's shit around every corner. There are arches missing their right ends, message box typos, piranha plants that look like coin purses. The list just goes on. And the goalpost had to be raised up uselessly on a cement block platform. I don't see why. It's not because of the 3D ledges, because they were able to do it with the arches. This is just bullshit. It looks ugly, and it's awkward as hell in the level ending, where Mario ends up just looking like he's walking down invisible stairs. And you know what's the saddest thing about everything I just said? That loaded barf bag of a level was just the first one, and none of the other ones get any better at all. This hack is more chock full of diarrhea shit than a Taco Bell toilet on a working day. First off, I'm just gonna say that the overworld's pretty substandard. Most of the landscape's just empty and bland. And there's this out-of-place castle right next to where you start off that you can actually access if you happen to discover that you can. But it turns out there's nothing useful there at all. All it is some kind of weird shrine to the switch palaces, where you can check what switches you've hit. And since there are no switch palaces in this game, it's just completely fucking useless. There's a fire flower that you can get if you're big and you can break these blocks, but in that case, wouldn't you not need a fire flower that much? It just doesn't make sense to me. Alright, back to the main levels. Grassy Coast 2. While we're still on the subject of ugliness, let me just point out that this level may be the worst of them all. It's the kind of level that's so ugly you could put it on the cover of Ugliness magazine. This big, ugly, flashing coin star at the beginning of the level just hurts my eyes. But that's not the worst of it. Just look at this weird little piece of land that comes up later. I just don't even know what to say about that. The rest of this level's just a bunch of pointless running on donut bridges with no railings. The enemies are no threat since you can just run and jump over every last one. The only danger you're in is with the pitfalls and the stupid fucking bullet bills that come out of nowhere. You have to use the pair of Koopas to cross a gap in this one part, kinda like Mario's Afternoon World. Bad memories. Anyway, if you have a fire flower, you're fucked. When you start dashing, you shoot a stray fireball that almost always takes one of them out. And then so much for any hopes you might have had of beating the level. You're safe? Wait a second. This platform was here the whole time, just conveniently placed right out of sight. I spent all this time and energy trying to cross these stupid Koopas for nothing? That's just fucking bullshit. Sometimes I think hackers just want to see all of us suffer. So once you get past that, the next shitty excuse for an obstacle are these white vines that hurt you for some reason. Okay, maybe it's not right for me to be saying this in a game with walking mushrooms and floating blocks, but this is just straight up illogical. White vines hurt you? Why? Why couldn't it be bombs or spikes or flying mines or something? It just had to be white vines, and they fucking kill you if you do so much as touch them. What are they, coated in C4 or something? Or maybe it's just that they're so illogical that Mario just fucking commits suicide. That's it, I've had enough with this fucking hack. Your guess is as good as mine. And this just may be the worst. If you get the midpoint, it's a fucking death wish. When you come back into the level, you'll just fall and die. And there's no way out of it. You're just forced to die over and over until you get a game over. And that's the only way you'll be able to even try the level again. And of course, that means you also have to start the whole game over. What bullshit. What motherfucking bullshit. When you beat that level, next comes Grassy Coast Manor. There's been Grassy Coast 1, Grassy Coast 2, and now Grassy Coast Manor. Everything's just Grassy Coast something or other. Real creative. And I know this is a ghost house and it's supposed to be haunted and weird, but this message here at the beginning just makes no fucking sense to me whatsoever. Just look at it. Does it make 1 ounce of sense to you? Because let me tell you that it sure as hell's bells doesn't make any to me. And that isn't even the worst here. Just look at the coins and the blocks. There's some kind of nasty raw sewage color now, and when you hit the blocks they turn yellow. So now it's beyond inconvenient recolorings and into flat out reverse logic. Brown turns to yellow. It's not supposed to work that way. It's like those damn light switches you have to push down to turn on. It fucks with my mind. So anyway, they changed all the colors except for white, which was left completely alone. So now everything flashes like an army of strobe lights. This level almost needs an epilepsy warning with all that damn flashing. As for the rest of us, it's just a big fat eyesore. And the fact that they're everywhere only makes all the other shit in this shithouse even worse. Like this springboard it makes you carry just to get a star coin you don't need. And these boos. Some of them look like they're having fucking seizures. Epileptic ones, no doubt. And then some of them are completely unchanged, just for the hell of it. I think they're the only thing in this game that's this way. So there isn't much more to say about this shitty ghost house other than that it's just, well, a shitty ghost house. None of it makes any sense to me. I don't see why they really needed to put this reset door here. It's not like the P-switch challenge in this ghost house was something most people would fail a few times before getting it right. All you do is take it down the level and use it to get to the door. So what did he think? That we'd just use it on the spot and expect something to be there? I don't know. Past that, there's this water segment that I've got 2 things to say about and 2 things only. 1, it's the most pointless, useless part of a level that I think I've ever seen. 2, it doesn't even look like it's really underwater. The background's green. and that's the only visual difference from the rest of the ghost house. Green is not an inherently watery color. How hard would it have been to make everything look blue? It's just a simple palette change. The way I see it, if you could edit blocks to be brown, you could sure as hell edit the background to be blue. Oh yeah, and one more thing. This little thing's short as ass. So you just come up out of the ground like a prisoner digging his way out of jail. No need to use that conveniently placed ghost house exit. And then the level's done. So next up is Grassy Coast C. Okay, I'm just kidding. The Toxic Sea. This is where the game just starts to get fucking weird. First off, the screen starts low for no reason at all. Maybe it's just to fuck with your already fucked up mind even more. Just freaking watch that again. Mario isn't even on the screen when this message pops up. So anyway, the main challenge in this level is dodging toxic water at the bottom. So just think for a second. Toxic water. What's the color you always associate with toxic things? Purple, right? Like in New Super Mario Bros? Nope. In this level it's blue. It looks completely perfectly normal. Doesn't look deadly at all. But honestly, it's not much to have to worry over either way, because it's practically no threat at all. You're up over it on arch platforms the whole time. Most of the time you can't even see it. The only challenging parts are a couple falling platforms and a hammer bro. This level also has some of the worst level design I think I've ever seen. One part of it's just a huge sea of used blocks. And guess what comes after that? My personal fucking favorite. Cement blocks. I fucking hate cement blocks. Not to mention this P-switch, which as far as I know has no use. The next level, the Black Road, pretty much looks like the Toxic Sea without the sea. It's really a pretty lame level altogether. But here the hack introduces some kind of difficulty system that it apparently uses where every world is 2 times harder than the one before it. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that before. So let's just take a little time to think about it. Most hacks have 8 worlds, right? So the math representation of how fucking hard World 8 is gonna be on this system is 2 to the power of 8. And what does that come out to be? 256. If the difficulty level of this is 2, then the level of World 8 is gonna be fucking 256. That's almost a Kaizo hack. Thankfully for all of us who value their sanity, I won't be sticking around to play that far into this damn hack. All that's left is a few more levels, and then I'm calling it a day on this shit. So we finally get to the castle here, and I'm gonna let you take a guess for whose castle it is. Is it Wendy, Lemmy, Zykloboo, or Iggy? Alright. If you picked Iggy, then you've probably played as many shitty hacks as I have. Because A, you're right, and B, it's him in the first castle and about 90% of the hacks that have the Koopalings. Why fucking Iggy? I'll never know. I guess this hack gets a few extra points for creativity though, because this version of Iggy's castle is upside down. Kinda like the Fort of Gravity from Brutal Mario. But the main difference here is that you can't actually go upside down. So it's really kinda disappointing. And that just makes me think, why bother? If there isn't going to be some gimmick to it, then why put the castle upside down in the first place? Really, besides the fact that everything's flipped upside down, nothing's any different than what you'd expect it to be. Pretty clever, eh? I think not. Probably just that Iggy was too retarded to notice he was building his castle the wrong way. And do you want to know what comes after that? Here's a hint. We've seen it before. Stumped? It's another water segment that does not look watery. This one's even worse than the one in the ghost house. They didn't even bother to change any colors at all. Not even to green. And there aren't even any fish or water enemies. The last thing looking at this conveys is that Mario's in the water. It just looks like he's flying through the air like fucking Superman. Maybe this really is a Fort of Gravity. After that, you fight Iggy, kicking his ass is as easy as it's ever been. You wreck the castle and then you pull something out. An egg, right? Nope. A note about breaking the energy gem. That totally does not look like an egg. Really. Well, if it really is a note, then Bowser must have written it, right? Who else could have? Well, if he wanted Mario to be trapped in this dimension, then why did he leave that there for him? That's essentially like giving a prisoner the keys to his own cell. Does Bowser want Mario to escape? I guess that's for the same reason that the Koopalings always open up their doors for Mario just so he can come in and kick their asses. The world may really never know. So with that, that's about it for World 1 of this hack. There actually are a few more levels in this demo before it's officially over, but I really think those are gonna have to wait for some other time. I don't know about you, but I've had enough shit for today. So hackers, that's about all the time we got today. But before I sign off here, there are a few words I'd like to leave you with. Keep on hacking, but if you make a hack, don't make a crap sack hack. This has been the Hacker, signing off.